Dork. Okay, go live. Fuck it. Okay, we are live again. So, guys, if you could tell me pretty much straight away if the comment section is working, that would be super. And tell us loads about.
So it just popped up on my page, so I'm just going to see here. Yeah, look, it says. Yeah, so we're live.
Can you comment? Oh, here we go. Sean Ribiog says we all good. So I have figured it out, Tubbs.
Yeah, so I just literally said hello to myself and you.
All good in the hood. Hello, lads. Hello, Tubbs. Okay, perfect. So we are working finally. All the bugs and gremlins are out of the system.
System check.
Welcome, Sean Ribiog Productions. How are you, Mike? Thanks for letting us know that the comments weren't working. So this wouldn't be a video of mine and a video of Tubbs's if we weren't fashionably late.
And anyone that knows us personally knows that's probably pretty on the fucking nose, you know?
And usually it's Tubbs getting coffee, but no, this time it was me not figuring out stuff. Right. So Caesar 15 minutes behind. Yes, Tubbs.
Shut up. Tell him it was technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. But yeah, so let's start with what we were originally going to start with. One Division, episode 7.
We need a massive spoiler thing for this though, man.
Guys, I cannot say it clearly enough. There will be spoilers, massive spoilers, as we're going to talk about the episode. Yeah, so I'll give you a 10-second warning for that. Tubbs, you can fill it with random noises if you like.
1 second now. There shall be spoilers.
Dry Bones Cool says sort your shit out. Well, yeah, we have sorted our shit out, but just about.
Yeah, man, we're here, we're live, we're talking, you're talking. It's all good.
So, Tubbs, One Division, episode 7. What did you think of it? Opening thoughts?
Blew my fucking mind, like all other 6 episodes did, because we've talked about this weekly, and it's just, man, it's such a fantastic show to begin with. Like, it's just something that I genuinely, when it first came out, I was kind of going, this is kooky and a little weird and kind of right up my street, but I don't know if it's going to be any good. And Christ, man, I'm hooked. Like I mean, me and Brian have had conversations every week that I find every episode I watch, I'm deep diving down the YouTube hole where we are right now, watching just like breakdowns and things just to figure out things I've missed, and it's crazy. But like, yeah, so anyone that's on here right now and like hasn't seen it, like, shame on you to begin with.
Go watch it is what I would say. Yeah.
Also, I have to also mention, it is only 2 days old and people might not have got around to it yet. So maybe jump off the stream if you haven't seen it and come back to us a little later.
But so now that you've warned them again, I'm going to jump straight into it. It was Agatha all along. How good was that fucking song, man, at the end?
What did you think of the delivery of that entire thing? Like, I know obviously in the sections, the way they showed her, you know, in the chair and, you know, out at the front door, and, you know, like the brother shows up and so on and so on. It obviously didn't happen that way, but it was the way they delivered it in like the song montage. I thought was fucking hilarious. Like,
man, I absolutely loved it. Your one, Catherine Hahn, is it? I know she was in Parks and Rec, but she was absolutely brilliant, man. And she has been throughout the whole show.
I mean, she's a very funny actress to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, she's been in a wreck of movies as well. But she's got very good comedic timing on her. But the thing I like about her role in this is like, she has been comedy gold all the way through, but there's always been this like underlining sinister tone to her, even without saying a word. Do you know what I mean? It's been there.
Just dropping the comments there. Sippy Cup spilt my life. A TV show's nothing, says Boogie Bop. And Salacious Rum says, good evening from Salacious Rum and the Kowakian Monkey Lizard Army. How's it going, dude? Nice to have you on the stream. It's great to have some people here. Tubbs, you want to respond to Boogie Bop?
I missed what you said, so I'm checking what he said in the comments right now.
He said you ruined his
He
life,
said?
basically.
So is he not a fan of the show?
No, he said you ruined his life, not the show.
Why did I ruin his life? Tell him in the comments to explain the context behind why I ruined his life.
Tubbs, you're talking to him live as we speak, so.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Boogie Bop. Boogie Bop. What did I do to destroy your life? And are you talking about me or the show? Because it's Sunday and we're all pretty damn tired and trying to get through the week. So just lay off, motherfucker. I love you though.
And at Shomer Bjog, yeah, man, she played Doc Ock in Spider-Verse. I totally forgot that one.
She did. She was the voice of the character in that.
And that was a kind of a sneaky tease at the end as well. I loved her. She was brilliant in that. Super XD, is this the big Chungus toy review? It can be if you want this to be. But yeah, back onto WandaVision. So what do you think is the story with Pietro now? Do you still think he's some sort of version of Quicksilver, or
like I'll be honest about it. I really, really want him to be real because I out of all of the X-Men movies and everything that we saw from the Fox universe, I really, really dug the crap out of Evan Peters as Quicksilver. So I'm kind of going like, I don't even know how they can make it work or how they can bring him in without like having to like leave plot holes everywhere. But I just want him to be in the MCU as that character now because he's fantastic. He's playing such a cool character in it, and they are like aging him up through the decades as they go with personality and stuff as well. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like I mean, if I was to throw it out there, I reckon the kids and Quicksilver possibly, even if they're not, they could become real incarnations by the end of the show because of this whole, Hex messing with people and the whole lot. I heard a theory though the other day. Want to hear it?
Yeah, shoot, man, I'm all open for theories.
It's about the way Wanda. Now this is just a theory. I have no fucking. I don't know Marvel and Kevin Feige doesn't come to my house.
So when Tubbs says a theory, he read it somewhere else.
No. It's not my theory. I did see this somewhere else, but it was a theory that I seen on the YouTubes.
Hey Joshua,
where it was basically, the way the kids just showed up in the show. So basically, the theory I was looking at was very much on the lines of Wanda can't create things from nothing. So the theory is, has she created those kids from the way she altered the clothes of people when they go into the Hex? Has she altered other kids like to suit the look and feel of what she felt her kids would look like and all this? But has she actually taken two kids from Westview and molded them into something else? Which is a very interesting theory because man, think about it. I mean, like it all goes down to like how, like, I mean, Monica, her cells have been switched and changed and everything. And it makes you wonder, like, I mean, that's it. And to be fair, that's a pretty dark theory.
That's pretty dark. I was going to say that.
That's why I want it to be real. I'm like, yeah, there were like two other kids and now they're gone and these two kids are there. That's awesome. I like that.
Wanda's going to steal your kids.
I think she already did, man.
But yeah, when she went into the basement of Agatha's, that was kind of cool and kind of creepy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was a book that she walked past. Did you spot that?
I did. And I have a question for you on that.
I have a theory on that as well, based on something I read on the internet. But go on.
I'll throw my question out and you can tell me the theory attaching to it. I wanted to ask you, is that the Book of Mephisto?
Like the Necronomicon or the Darkhold?
In the MCU's version. Is that what that book is? Is that like, because it wasn't there a thing about Mephisto? He locked himself inside the book or something, or he was locked inside the book and he was trying to get himself out. Now I could be wrong on that because I probably am, but I heard and kind of heard bits and pieces about that.
Joshua Kincaid says in the comics, his running theory is it's a combination of House of M and that 12-issue miniseries from the 80s, but it'll be Nightmare instead of Mephisto. Now, Nightmare is a good shout because I have the guy that initially was going to do Doctor Strange 2, Scott Derrickson,
Yeah.
wanted to use Nightmare as the main villain. So
Now, is that not happening?
Well, he's left the project and Sam Raimi is directing instead.
Oh, we're going to get Venom, so.
Well, it's not Sony that's over this. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, it's a good theory. It's a good theory because I've also heard that it could be Nightmare as well. And the fact that they've basically said the word and the name Nightmare maybe 6 times in these episodes to date.
Yeah, a lot.
It's been
They've
used
said it a lot.
in these little kind of like, it's been name dropped more than it has been like straight out said, you know. So it's a very valid theory and it could very well be the thing. One question I have for you is, do you think WandaVision and like the creators of the show, etc., basically trolled the entire fan base with Monica's like the person Monica was going to meet? Because I saw so many theories about, it's going to be a Skrull, or it's going to be Reed Richards, it's going to be, maybe it's going to be Professor X. It was none of those spoilers.
But I will say though, Tubbs, she specifically said she knew a man. The girl in the truck was just an army girl in the truck. So maybe that guy sorted out that tank thing for her. And
now, look, that's what I was thinking. Okay, maybe he hasn't actually arrived yet, but I was thinking is like, because when she showed up and the trucks were there, like, I don't know if everyone else was like me. I was like, oh my God, who's it going to be? Because they laid it in so much that like she was like, you were going to get that reveal, and it didn't happen. And so you're kind of going like, oh man, that's pretty fucking lame. Not in a bad way. It's just, I was just going like, huh, they just trolled the shit out of us right now.
I think that they didn't really allude to it at all as kind of the key there as well. They didn't say, they didn't hail her arrival or anything like that, and she didn't mention him as her special contact or whatever. So I don't think we've met that person.
Because I thought the episode before that she very much said that she had a contact, that she had like and she mentioned about the scientist.
Yeah, she did, but like, I don't know. I'm still not convinced that that's her, if you get me.
Okay, maybe.
I don't know, because I know they said that he was going to meet her on the other side of the ridge, didn't they? On the previous episode.
Yeah.
And then when they got there, it was a bunch of army dudes.
I did really, really love Darcy and Vision's little like road trip interaction. I thought that was just really, really good, like Paul Bettany and God, what's her name again?
I can't think of it now either.
I'm actually putting a brain melt.
But I know
we will call her Darcy, people, because I can't remember.
Two broke girls girl.
Yeah, Two Broke Girls. We know who she is, but I cannot get her name for the life of me now because my brain melted. But anyway, I enjoyed that entire sequence. I thought it was very funny, and it was played for laughs as well as Vision, because Vision, I thought it was going to be, when Vision was sucked back in and kind of regenerated or came and woke up, I thought it was going to be this like massive showdown. Because of like, he would have been fueled with anger of like, why can't I lead the Hex and blah blah blah. But no, he showed up in a circus.
Dennings. Thank you, Joshua. That's amazing.
Thank you, Joshua. I had it in my brain. I just could not get that name out of my head. Thank you. But no, and then he just shows up at a circus, and it's very much this thing of like, okay, then they're playing this for laughs, and then it was that thing was like, then he's talking to which I really dug the crap out of. What sitcom was this mainly based off of? Because I know the one before was mainly kind of like, obviously it's a lot of like throws to a lot of things, but it was Malcolm in the Middle was the main kind of.
The opening credits was definitely parodying The Office anyway.
Oh yeah, hands down.
When she's talking to the camera, it's Modern Family.
Is that what it was? Okay, I was trying to figure out what it was. I was going to go. I was like, who does the whole like fourth wall breaking kind of interview sections in their sitcoms from the 2000s or so on. So yeah, good call, Modern Family.
Matty in the comments said as well, I'm pretty sure the actress who plays Monica has said we haven't seen The Engineer yet.
Okay, good call. Okay, so I wasn't sure because as
Also,
I,
hi
I
Susan, Matt, you know what I'm talking about.
I felt with the way they were kind of, like she was talking about, like on the phone and things. I just felt like maybe that was going to be where the setup was.
Mm,
But I'm delighted now because I mean, look, and to be fair, even though like a lot of people, from what I was reading and stuff in the comments and videos and things, and people were kind of like, oh, that's fucking stupid. Obviously, that's not what that they're building to at all. But I
yeah,
do love that we got what we got following that scene, which
yeah. The
was
whole like the truck going through the thing. I said to myself, "There's no way it's going to go through that easy. It's just no way." And
I think
when she
everyone had
hopped
that
out of it,
opinion.
I wasn't expecting her to run through it. Like,
Yeah. But then and this is a question for you now, right? Because you like for weeks I have said it to you when they mentioned the cells changing and so on. I was saying it to you, I was like, man, she's gonna be photon by the end of this. Like I know
mm,
for a fact.
or spectrum.
This is why I was asking, because when she comes through the hex and she comes up, she sees everything through a spectrum.
Yeah,
And I was going, huh, are they visually telling us she's going to become by doing that? Because when she blinked her eyes, it was back to normal. So I was kind of going, look, either way, I'm good with it because I think she could be I think she could be a really good character going forward.
mm.
She's got some chops in her, like, you know what I mean, and she's an interesting character as well.
Yeah. I've
Um,
actually really enjoyed her in the show. She's been good.
and a replacement for Captain Marvel.
Do you not like Captain Marvel, Tubbs?
It's not that I don't like Captain Marvel,
Oh, here we go. Let's go. Tell us about Brie Larson and why you don't like her, Tubbs.
because she's just a friggin' bore, and I don't like her, and she annoys me. I don't think I need any more than that to sustain why I don't like her and the character role. But it's going to off of another thing I will throw out there. How do
Which
you
is,
feel about that news that's flying around at the moment about Jennifer Lawrence?
well, interesting you should say that. That's a nice segue because I
I
had
know.
that down as our next topic to talk about.
Mm,
So, Jennifer Lawrence has been rumored to be cast as Sue Storm in the new Fantastic Four movie. I
how do you
don't
feel about
know.
that?
To be honest, I don't know. Like, I think, like, you have to say with all those Fox movies, you can't blame any of the actors for the way they're written. You know,
Yeah,
and the
look,
way
I do agree. I think it's a massive I mean, you have to look at the concept of those movies as a whole. I mean, because you look at it like, because they didn't start off terrible, if you get me. Like, First Class was
mm,
a really good X-Men movie, and she was very good in that, you know? And now I
yeah,
know, as I said, some people kind of like flip it up in the air to whether they like or hate Days of Futures Past. You know my stance on it. I absolutely love that movie. Um, I still didn't think she sucked in that. But when it got to Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, yeah, you could tell she was like seemed to have been done the shitty writing and the fact that they just seemed to be throwing everything at a wall, hoping something stick at that point.
like
Stuck. Sorry, better English.
I think she got a raw deal, being honest, because
Yeah.
I don't think she should have ever been cast as Mystique in the first place.
Mm.
I think she should have been given Jean Grey or someone else maybe because like she pissed off the fans because she hated being painted blue for 8 hours a day, which I don't blame anyone for not liking
I'm not
that.
gonna lie. It's. I mean, the for someone that has been in like a makeup chair and a suit, like a wearing a suit for hours on end. You know what I mean? Um, and you know this because you've had to go through the process as well.
Yeah,
Um, it's it's not a fun process. Like not
it's boring.
yeah, it can be very boring. Like I mean, like and you're not sitting there going, "Oh, this is amazing! Look how much paint's on me." No, you just want to get on set and act, man. You just want to get on set and do the role and get stuck into that. The process, um, is the part that takes it out of you
Mm.
because it is a long process. I mean, like if you and I mean you look at some of the Marvel characters that like you look at Dave Batista as Drax. that's got to be like an excruciatingly long
Yeah.
process to get that entire thing. And even when he's on set doing that thing, that shit's going to like run and
Yeah, I
break.
can
Got to
imagine it's
get
going to be
touch
running
ups and
every couple of minutes. Like,
yeah. So I mean, look, I totally don't blame her for getting kind of like completely just like tired of it and just kind of drained. But I do think it was because the franchise did start to dip, and by the time they got to Dark Phoenix, I think she was just so done in her own head. But all that saying aside, I mean, do I think Jennifer Lawrence could be a good Sue Storm? Yeah, I do. I think she could
like,
play the part fantastically. But do
like
I
that.
want her to be Sue Storm? Is the thing.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I do
true.
not. I do not want
Um,
her to be Sue Storm.
in the comments there, Boogie Bop says, I 100% agree with Tubbs. She was great in Community, but she's done nothing great in the last 2 years. And Joshua Kincaid says, was never big on Jennifer Lawrence, respect her talent, but I've always kind of found her meh. That is probably where I am with her as well.
Yeah,
She has been good in movies, and I wouldn't be overly pissed off if she did get cast if the rumor was true, but I wouldn't be running and jumping over it either, like, you know.
yeah. But see, I think, and now look, I mean, as I said, anyone in the comments is listening, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the whole point. Um, I think she would do a fantastic job with the character under the MCU umbrella because I
Mm.
don't think her that diva kind of attitude would fly as fast there because they do seem to keep their not that they like crack a whip, it's but they like you look at
They keep their actors happy.
Robert Downey Jr. I love the guy, he's fantastic, but he's the biggest diva on planet Earth. But he tends to be, he stays in line for what he's doing with those movies. I don't think she'd fly off. Like if they can keep a Brie Larson under control, I'm pretty sure they can keep a Jennifer Lawrence under control. You know.
Mm.
Mm.
I agree
Yeah.
with
For
you.
anyone that's listening or anyone that's jumped in, I don't like Brie Larson. No, flat
But
out, just don't. You know.
but like I think as well, it depends on who the other three are, and how she works,
Want my pick?
because it's strong. It's a family. So who would you put with her if she was
Yeah,
to be?
Reed Richards, Tom Cruise,
Oh
Johnny Storm.
no,
No,
you've
no, no.
lost me. You've
Hear
lost
me
me.
out. Hear me out. Reed Richards, Tom Cruise, Johnny Storm, Tom Cruise, the Thing, Tom Cruise in CGI makeup, Doctor Doom, Tom Cruise,
No.
and Sue
Um,
Storm, Tom Cruise. Yeah, yeah. I'm going for the Tom
um,
Cruise cast here, guys.
Joshua says I prefer Emily Blunt, to be honest. Yeah, like the fans seem to want Emily Blunt and John Krasinski as Reed and
I
Sue. I would love that.
I genuinely do. I genuinely do really think that would be fantastic. Like it.
Oh, Tubbs, no, Blunt.
Did you? Did I went there? I'm
You
sorry.
went there, like.
It's live, and fucking damn it, I'm doing it, all right. And yeah, but I do think that there would be good choices for the role. And look, man, Chris Evans is doing that at the moment. He could totally come back to Johnny Storm.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You
why?
can't.
Why not,
Maybe
man?
in the multiverse of madness, but no.
And I hope he shows up as Johnny Storm in the multiverse for like even a split cameo. I'd be like, yeah, there you go.
So
Give me
whilst
all
we're
that
on
cheese.
whilst we're on the topic of Fantastic Four, then
Yes.
say she does get it. Who would you fan cast for the other three roles? Four, if you include Doom.
Okay. Okay. See, we got to fit it in like a
Boogie Bop just said, Tubbs, who do you think plays Doctor Doom? Great minds.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, Boogie Buff. um. Okay. So are we going Doctor Doom or are we going Fantastic Four?
Both.
Okay.
So I'm
Um.
just saying now, you would say Jennifer Lawrence is already casted.
Okay. Jennifer Lawrence is already cast. So
I'll let
Reed
you go first.
Richards. if I'm if I'm being honest, and this is going to be a weird one, and it's coming from the Fox universe, and you probably won't agree with me one bit. Jennifer Lawrence is cast as Sue Storm. I'm going to go with Michael Fassbender as Reed Richards.
That's an
And
interesting one, actually. A lot of people would have
yes,
had him as Doom.
and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Johnny Storm.
And the
And the
thing,
thing, okay, The Thing, just for shits and giggles, John fucking Cena, right? Right there.
I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, when he's under all that makeup, you can't see him. Anyway,
Tubbs has become the Punisher, guys.
getting to Doctor Doom. Oh, I'm going to give you my fan cast choice, and I want you to actually tell me if you agree or disagree on this one. Cillian Murphy
As Doctor Doom.
because
That's one now I've never thought of before.
he's pretty, right?
Yeah, his
And
face
under that
gets
mask,
fucked up.
he's supposed to know. He's supposed to be pretty with a tiny scar, remember? So he thinks psychologically he's all fucked up. So Cillian Murphy's all pretty under that mask, but he's Doctor Doom.
I don't know. There's something about him I don't like, though.
Okay,
and
fuck
I love
that. Scratch
and
that.
I and I love Doctor Doom.
Tom Cruise is totally Doctor Doom.
Like, for me, if they hadn't wasted him as Caecilius in Doctor Strange, what's his name again? He was in Rogue One as well, and he was Le Chiffre in Casino Royale. Say the name, Tubbs. Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, yes.
As Doctor Doom. If they hadn't used him already, that would be perfect for me.
But I totally get that. But I mean, I'm only going off of like if Marvel decide to go the route of, you know, like a full blown comic book Doctor Doom, because as we both have talked about it in general, Doctor Doom is like an attractive guy. That, you know,
Fassbender for Doom as well would be.
Oh, look, Fassbender could, and you could easily switch those two out. Cillian Murphy could be Reed Richards, and Fassbender would be Doctor Doom. You know,
like for me, if it was Jennifer Lawrence,
give me your fan cast.
I'm just thinking now. You know the guy Anson Mount? He was in Hell on Wheels.
Name's familiar.
Yeah, well, Google him. He could be.
I'm on a live cast. I can't Google him.
Of course you can.
Okay, I'll pick up my phone and do it right now, peeps.
He could be my Reed Richards. As for Johnny, I think it has to be. God, my names are gone from my head today. The High School Musical guy, Zac Efron.
Oh God, him as Doom?
No, Jesus, no. Him as Johnny Storm.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be so pissed off with that one, actually, man. Like, you know, because Johnny Storm is supposed to be a bit of a dick anyway, and Zac Efron is pretty much a bit of a dick.
Looks like a dick anyway.
Well, I mean, look, I've seen him. I've seen him in like Baywatch and all those kind of things as well, and he does have
range, like.
He does have that. He does have range. He's. I mean, I don't think he's as bland as people make him out to be. I've seen him in a lot of different roles. I mean, I've seen him play Ted Bundy, and he was pretty charismatic in that as well.
Yeah, he was excellent.
So, you know, he. Yeah, I mean, I'd go with that for Johnny Storm. He's a pretty good choice. You should ask the people in the comments to fan pick theirs.
Yeah, guys, if you've any ideas as well, let us know. Like Joshua did say Chris Evans as Johnny, but Michael B. Jordan as stunt double. I love that.
Now, I love Michael B. Jordan, right? But I think we've already seen that version, and I don't think we ever need to see that again.
Oh, and Boogie Bop said that casting just smells of a flop. Even Fox had better casting. And then
you're off your game, Boogie Bop.
And then he said, Christoph Waltz as Doom. Now I love that. But
okay, that's a good one.
I do think Waltz maybe a bit too old, is he? I'm not sure.
Do me a favor, Boogie Bop. I want to hear your fan casting for the Fantastic Four and Doom before we end the show.
He just said Waltz as Doom. So
who?
He said Christoph Waltz as Doom.
Okay.
And then,
agree to disagree, my friend.
before we move on from this, is there any villain in particular you would like for this film?
Fantastic Four, or
Fantastic Four.
I mean, Doom is my first choice pick. I want to see Doom done.
But I think with Spider-Man, Marvel did something completely different to what the Fox movies had done before. Or sorry, Sony movies. So I presume they'll do something completely new again.
I mean, look, because we've heard the whispers in the wind, and through the rumor mill about Doom possibly like showing up, not so much being the villain, but showing up in Black Panther 2.
Mm.
In that sense. We've heard that. But yeah, I mean, unless they're going to straight up give me Galactus in the first
No,
movie,
it's
which
too
is
soon.
definitely
Too
never
soon.
going to happen. That's going to be like a Thanos build. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, the Doom. I mean, I know you want to see the Surfer come in at some point.
You know what I want to see for episode 1? What they did in issue 1 of the comics, Mole Man and the Mole Monster.
I've known this guy a long time, and I can 100% say we are not on the same page with that one. Give me
Can you
fucking
imagine
Doom, right? Give me fucking Doom. That's what I want. I
the
want a
guy that
proper Doom
played
story.
Tyrion in Game of Thrones playing the
Who?
Mole Man would be fucking class. I don't care what anyone says.
Jamie Lannister for Doom.
Yeah, since you didn't get your other role that you wanted him to
Yeah,
get. We'll get
fucking
onto that in a sec.
yeah. I'm not as
Um,
bitter as I was on the day, though. I'll tell you that.
Matty Nevo says, I reckon Michael B. Jordan will be a multiverse version of Black Panther. Yeah, man, I could definitely see that in another parallel universe. He's
But do
100% Black
you?
Panther.
But do you not think that they're going to find a way to bring Killmonger into the frame and kind of take the mental?
Like, did he die at the end of the last one? Or
Off
was he
screen.
left to die?
It was off screen. So, and what's the rule in movies, people? You know,
If you don't see it, it
they
didn't
don't die
happen.
on screen, then they're not technically, they're not technically dead. You didn't see it happen, so there's always ways to bring them back. We've seen it happen in EastEnders so many fucking times.
Um, Joshua said Wayne Knight would be my choice for Mole Man. Now, the name didn't ring a bell, so I Googled it, and it's fucking Nedry from Jurassic Park, and he looks very same as him.
Okay. Shit, yeah. I see that. I see it.
But so that let's leave Fantastic Four there for the moment, and we'll stick with casting. So Tubbs, The Last
Yeah.
of Us TV show
Yeah.
announced its main cast last week.
It did.
What do you? I know you had a few issues, didn't you?
Well, I've had a week to simmer on it now. Like, to be fair, right? I've had a week and some fan art to look at.
The
So
one I showed you on Twitter.
yeah. So I've had that to digest over the last few days. Look, and I get it, man. Right? It's been said. I know this TV show is not being made for the hardcore fans of the games,
Mm.
because there's a lot of people that won't sit down and play those games, and that means an older audience or younger, whatever. So this TV show, like every other adaptation, is always made for a broader audience. So people will sit down and watch the story we got to experience through the games
Mm.
in a TV show medium. Now, in saying that, that does not mean that I have to like who was cast. It just doesn't. You know,
No, of
I
course not. Like,
like I'm not saying that the people that were cast for this, like Pedro and Bella, I'm not saying that they're not going to be good, because I could be eating my words when this thing comes out, and these two could smash it out of the park and be like unreal versions of Joel and Ellie, and give them way more different aspects and gravity to what we got in the games, which is a hard feat to do because we got so much. But
like, like,
I I at least want you to make them look like the characters. I mean, I know we had this conversation. This is like, they can be portrayed everywhere. And that's not me going, oh, I want it to be like it was when I was little. It's not like that. It's very much a thing of um of just, you know
wow,
what I mean? For me, I
wow.
invested. Now, this is just a personal thing, right? Because as I said, everyone in the comments can probably disagree with me or not. It's I invested so much time and effort into those two games that I've developed a personal connection to the material.
Mm.
So when
Yeah,
you know yourself, when the material that comes after it isn't close to what you experienced or what you know, you're like, oh, I don't like that. I'm not a
yeah.
fan of it. Now, having a week to digest it, I'm not as up my own ass about my anger as I was. I've actually leveled out on it. Um, the one Bella that was in Game of Thrones,
She
she's a
played
fantastic. Who?
She was one of the standouts of the last
She
few seasons
really,
of
I
Thrones.
mean, she held her own in a show of fantastic actors and
Mm.
actresses, and she was a kid. And so I don't doubt that she'll smash this role. And let's be honest, the other fucking dude,
Let's just clear it up. By the way, what we're talking about is Pedro Pascal being cast as Joel and
yes,
Leah. What's the other girl's name again? Tubbs.
it's
You said it there a minute ago.
Bella. Bella, tell us in the comments, and I swear to God, Sunday night, fucking sleepy brains, man. You know, this is what we have internet for. Tell us, Brian, what is her name? Her full name? Bella Andrews?
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. I was
She
totally wrong.
played. She played Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones
Yes,
season 7
Game of
and
Thrones.
8.
She was very good.
She was excellent in that, I thought. But yeah, so they got cast as Joel and Ellie, and Tubbs wasn't a happy boy when I talked to him first about it.
No, but I mean, look, I don't go at me out or at it, like, because I mean, I wasn't a happy boy initially when I first found out. Me and Brian had like, and we went into it like, you know, and deep conversation about that. Yeah,
And it
because
went
I,
way further than that.
no, but I mean, like, yeah, it did. It went on for days. but no, I mean, it initially was a thing where when I first heard it, it's like, you know, it's like everything. It's like when we're talking about the fan casting to the Fantastic Four and who should play this character, and you know, it doesn't really fucking matter who we think should play the role. They're going to cast who they cast.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so I mean, as I said, Jamie Lannister was my pick for Joel. Do you know what I mean? That was just the thing. I know a few other people who
Nicholas
felt.
Coster was or whatever way he pronounced his name.
I wasn't even going to go and try and pronounce his real name because I would have butchered it worse than I did with Bella Ramsey's name.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones. That was my pick for Joel. I thought he would have been unreal. But at the same time, it's not to say he would have been a good Joel. I just fan casted him, but I think he'd be brilliant. Pedro Pascal might actually be the perfect choice for this. Now, he's not my first pick for the role, and I won't change that. I mean, I genuinely, he's very good in Mandalorian. I love him in that, but his
That's
face is
because
covered
you
for the
don't see
majority
his
of it.
face.
No, it's not even his face, dude. It's just it's a different type of character. He's hidden under a mask, and it's very, you know, kind of like very very different role. Joel's
And
got all these layers to him, and man, and he's a very broken, dark character. So I hope he can come out swinging to the fences on this one, like, because you know it'd be great to see him knock it out of the park.
my argument to Tubbs when we first chatted about this was those two wouldn't have been my first choices either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have even thought of Bella Ramsey really because I wouldn't have thought of her. Pedro Pascal seems to be getting cast in everything, and that just shows how capable he is of working and how good he must be on set and stuff. But when Tubbs said no, I don't see him as Joel, my retort was Joel is just an everyman. He could be anyone. He's a father. He's someone who suffered loss, something all of us have suffered at one point or another. So that's why so many of us relate to him when we're playing the game. So really, any guy in his 30s could play him, obviously with lots of acting talent. But it shouldn't be that hard to cast him. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Shouldn't really matter what he looks like, in my opinion.
yeah. I think
Because
I mean, I think I was just too hung up on it. You know, maybe just because it goes to like the Superman argument. You know, that we were having before about casting an African American actor as Superman. And it's not to say that that's a bad thing, because it's not. It's just I've always said in this conversation is that Superman has been this character for 75 years. So just make him that character in the medium because everyone likes it that way. You can have other characters play different roles. I mean, you can do it
guys,
whatever way you
I'd like
want.
to hear what the guys in the comments say as well about this. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, look, as I said, this isn't the whole race thing at all. We're not even getting into that. What I'm saying about it is it's just it it becomes this thing of like, I mean, just like you cast a certain actor for the say, and it's not even. I mean, they could be brilliant. Like if you put Michael B. Jordan in the Superman suit and made him you know, like Superman. Yeah, he'd probably crush it. He'd probably be a fantastic Superman. But that's just not for me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just I've always, you know, it's always been Clark Kent. It's always been in Kansas. It's always been. Now, maybe that's my fault for hanging on to the old material too long. But you know what I mean?
Maybe.
I just see that as a thing of just, you know, there's some things that just don't need to be changed. And it's we're in a generation now where everything seems to be like changed, swapped out, and there's no need for it sometimes. Sometimes it can be done for like better reasons. It can be genuinely made better for it. But I just think sometimes it's just been done for just needless to say.
Like,
And the point I'm going to make to you before I let you jump in and go on is
mm,
Lady and the Tramp the remake.
this again.
Now, anyone that has seen this movie, right? Let me know. Just write in the comments. Tell me if I'm actually mad. But I saw male characters become female characters. I saw white characters become black characters. I saw black characters become white characters. It just seemed like they shifted so much around to just make it different for no reason. And now, one more thing I'll add to it. This is a grown man in his 30s talking about fictional material. Like none of
Almost
this shit.
40s.
We're not there yet, right? But yeah, but it's all fictional material at the end of the day. If you
Yeah.
want to make it anything, you can make it anything. But I think if it's just it becomes so some things become so connected to people over time that that's why people get kind of pissed off when things are just being moved for no reason. That's my take on it anyway. I could be completely fucking wrong. It's Sunday and I don't have a full brain and it's leaking or whatever, you know, that happens. But
Mm.
yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm fucking batshit or if I'm onto something.
Boogie Bop says we should get Impossible Man as the main villain. That's for the Fantastic Four. Chat a while ago, obviously, but
Man.
Impossible Man would be awesome to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually,
Oh
he'd
yeah,
seem right,
yeah.
right at
And it
home
would
there.
work. It would work in that style.
So, from one video game to another, coming up on our last few topics now as well, before
Yes.
we call it a night. So, I did a trailer reaction on my channel 2 days ago to the brand new Mortal Kombat movie. Tubbs, what like I know I'm a massive fan of it, so I can drone on and on and on about it. But I want to hear your thoughts and about the actual trailer itself.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, the new movie.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat.
I absolutely loved the trailer. I absolutely fucking loved it. And I know you did too.
Mm.
But when I was going before I watched this trailer, I had my head set on, well, if it's better than Annihilation, I'm happy.
That's a pretty low bar, man.
That was a pretty low fucking bar, because the reason the bar was so low was because they left the bar at a very, very low height.
You couldn't
When
even
they
trip
left us
over
off
that
of the
bar.
live action Mortal. No, but when we were left off of the live action Mortal Kombat, that bar was very, very low. So when I saw this trailer, I was shocked at how good it was. I was shocked at how much I loved it. I was blown away by some of the things I've seen in it, some of the character, you know, like characters that were dropped in. For anyone that hasn't seen the trailer, obviously, well, we're not spoiling the movie, we're going to spoil the trailer.
Yeah, we're just talking about the trailer anyway. Ringy542 says, I cannot wait for the movie. Totally agree, man. I cannot fucking wait. But come on, let's go.
100%. It was such a weird thing for me because, yeah, look, you know yourself, it's Mortal Kombat, it's a video game. And then one other thing, that crazy joke that's flying around online, I don't think it started as a joke, but it's become the biggest joke going now, is that some people, or some article was written about someone thought the old Street Fighter movie was Mortal Kombat. Did you see this? Did you
Yes, someone
this?
asked on Twitter, where is Chun-Li in the trailer? I'm so upset, is what they said.
Now, I initially thought this was a joke.
So did I.
And apparently, people on the YouTubes right now, this was not a joke. This was legitimate. And now there are so many people just digging into this now, like
and
there was Street Fighter film.
There was actually someone then that commented, like, you know, trying to keep the joke going, saying, that oh, actually, you're don't mind them, they're all wrong. She was in like a versus Street Fighter version of it. No such version exists, my
Yeah.
friends.
But no, this trailer for me, I loved that. Recently enough, we got an animated movie called The Revenge of
Scorpion's
Scorpion,
Revenge.
Scorpion's Revenge. And they showed the entire origin of Scorpion in that animated film. What I loved about this trailer is it seems like we are getting that very similar origin in this movie.
Ringy says in the comments, I just hope they haven't shown too many deaths in the trailer. And that was hilarious that they then tried to play it off as a joke when they got called out.
Yeah, I did see that. All right, that someone actually on Twitter had said to I think it was the producer Todd Garner,
Yeah.
why did you spoil so many deaths? And he was like, and he was just like, because like that's what you do with a trailer. Like, we didn't spoil all of it though. It was one of those. I was kind of going, I hope not though. But at the same time,
I don't think though you can spoil a lot in a trailer when 90%, probably 95% of the shots are all out of context. You don't know what the fuck is happening.
No, you don't. But even with the whole fatality section, right? They were quick glimpses, and all that tells me is they're quick glimpses of fights that we didn't even see in the trailer. So that tells me there's going to be a hell of a lot more violence and fighting going on in this movie.
But you were talking about Scorpion's Revenge there. Go on.
Yeah, they showed like obviously him in his form before Scorpion. And I'm wondering, are they going to lean into that? Like maybe it's going to be a flashback, maybe that's from a flashback scene. But I wonder, are they going to lean in and show like that sequence of events with Sub-Zero and so on?
Like they kind of showed Scorpion with the guys attacking his home, didn't they?
That's my point, because it was very similar to the animated film.
And if anyone hasn't seen that animated film, go check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, the
first 15 minutes alone are worth it.
I mean, and let's talk about this trailer again. Obviously, I genuinely think they didn't show the bloodiest parts of this film.
No,
I reckon there's going to be a lot more, fucking a lot more hardcore moments in it. But sequences of what I saw, like the whole sequence of Sub-Zero and Jax, I thought that was just so fucking cool.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they went that direction, and then there was a sequence where Scorpion and Sub-Zero were fighting, and he cuts Scorpion's arm, and the blood flies up, and he freezes it and stabs him, and then catches him and throws him through the wall of ice. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know Boogie Bop has played MK11, and I know you have, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that sequence taken directly from this new game?
Well, I know Scarlet in MK11 has that power to use people's blood as weapons, but I can't recall Sub-Zero doing it, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, unless it's a sequence of Scarlet, but I remember seeing a sequence from Mortal Kombat 11 that looks similar to that, and I was like, wow.
It's insane, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the fact that Ed Boon is very much attached to this project, as well as like I don't know his exact role, but I know he's been involved in like with the costumes and getting certain characters to look a certain way, and the feel and flow. So these guys definitely kind of seem to have a love, or even, if anything, just a kind of like a connection to the material. And I think that's why it's getting I think it's getting kind of made this way, because I mean, you know what? Look, and we've said it before. Anyone that knows me knows I've watched every single Resident Evil film. Now, and I know, because I'm not mental, right? I'm not, even though I might seem that way sometimes.
Just a little.
I know all of those movies are a complete trash fire. When you really break down the material that they come from, is not anything close to what the games are in any sense, unless you have characters pop up that have the same names or so on. I don't know what it is. I will sit down and I will watch all of those fucking movies with a smile on my face, and I know that they're crap. But I think sometimes that just happens. I don't want this to be I don't want this when it comes out to be that version of Mortal Kombat. If you get
Yeah,
me, if
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense. I want this to be like,
It feels though that this is more going after more recent games as well.
and
Um,
that's not a bad thing.
no, not at all, because they're the most story-driven ones
Yeah.
that are there. Ringy says in the comments, I thought Scarlet straight away when I saw that too, and he's never seen Sub-Zero do that either, as far as he can remember. So yeah, maybe they amalgamated the powers. Maybe.
I mean that's perfectly fine, because I mean I never I didn't even know if it was a Sub-Zero thing. I just remember in my mind I remember a sequence like that, with like turning the blood into ice and stabbing. So maybe that was a Scarlet sequence that I had seen online somewhere. But I mean, it looks so cool. It looks fucking brilliant. Like, and we have to talk about the shot of Goro.
Oh man, I will say one thing, right? When I
You
went
thought it was
on.
Motaro, didn't you?
You see, I went on first to get a copy of the trailer to do a trailer reaction,
Yes.
and some dickhead had no excuse my language. Some dickhead had the thing of Goro as his screenshot in his YouTube, and I was like, "What's that from?" And I kind of clicked away fast, and then when I saw the trailer and he's just jumping at Cole, it's like, "Wow, he looks fucking class."
I mean, genuine does.
I got so excited in the moment. I was like, is that Quintero? Is that Goro? And then when I rewatched it, it's obviously Goro. Like,
Anyone that hasn't seen Brian's reaction video to this trailer, you should go over to
I'll drop it in
Brian's.
the comments there.
What?
I can drop it in the comments.
Do drop it in the comments, because genuine lads, right? This is because I knew Brian was genuinely excited for this movie, right? But watching Brian's reaction to this for the first time, Brian gets like amped and excited for most movies he watches, right?
I'm not usually a highly excitable guy.
Yeah, exactly. And the point I'm trying to make is you're not usually like super, like extremely animated when you react to these things. You get happy and excited, but because you have a solid demeanor to you. If it's me, I'm like running around in circles on the wall, and very different. But to see
I can
you
actually picture you now running around the wall. That's so hard.
but genuinely to see you light up and actually like lose yourself in what you were seeing can tell how much you love that franchise and how excited you genuinely are to see this movie. I was like that as well. I genuinely was blown away, because I think I set the bar so low on what I was expecting it to be. I never thought I never thought I'd have the feeling away from the trailer after seeing it. Like, oh my God. I was actually so shocked at how good it looked. Now, and let's be honest, I'm going to state it right here. I loved the trailer. I was blown away by how good it looked, and I was entertained to the highest point when I watched it. But I'm not going to discard that. Like, yes, when this film comes out, it could still be an absolute ball of fucking piss with zero story, right? It could still happen.
Yeah, it could.
But even still, going off what I saw in the trailer, even if the story's shit, and even if it's just crap film, those visuals are still better than Annihilation.
Oh yeah.
So it's still going to end up being a better film than fucking Annihilation. So I'm even if it's a trash fire, I'm still fucking happy, because my bar is this low.
Ringy said, I hope they don't have Goro lose as fast as he did in the original 95 movie. And Reckless Top says, lose yourself in music the moment. You own it, you better never let it go.
Is that you or me?
But either of us.
Yes.
Mick Holohan says, I'm still skeptical, but I'll still watch it. Yeah, I can understand that 100%.
Yeah, totally.
Trailers, like the Suicide Squad trailer was fucking amazing, and the movie was hot garbage.
In your opinion?
Yes, it was garbage, Tom's. Utter.
In your opinion, I still found some love in that movie somewhere. I'm not saying it was good. I just found some sort of love in some sections of that movie.
It's like they played a hot mega mix over an action movie and forgot to turn it off in sections. But anyway,
that is a conversation that we can totally have next week.
Well, yeah, don't want to scare off viewers, but to answer back to Ringy, the way Goro lost in the original Mortal Kombat movie was done right, in my opinion. Like he tore a guy and he bust the guy's neck or whatever, didn't he? The kind of soft fella at the start. And then for Johnny Cage to run away from him and basically outsmart him and smash up his best sunglasses. I love the whole sequence.
And then just hit him in the balls.
They pushed
Like
him
a
over.
real man. Because that's what real men do, right? They run away, pick their spot, and hit you in the balls. It's a fucking fair fight. But before we move off of the Mortal Kombat trailer, did everyone notice when Sub-Zero comes on the screen and says, "I am Sub-Zero," that the old music from the first Mortal Kombat movie was remixed in the background?
Slowly, yeah.
Slowly. When I heard that, I was going, huh, I hope the fuck we get a variation of that in this movie.
Now, I will say as well, I reckon that Sub-Zero isn't actually saying that. I think that line is from somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, completely. Like, you know yourself, man. I mean, the fact that he's a mascot, it's very easy to throw the line in from other places. I believe that line will be used when he meets Scorpion in the village in the flashback. I'm calling it right now.
Ringy said, I don't think the dialogue is going to be important. All we want is a proper Mortal Kombat movie. And he said about Goro, don't get me wrong, I loved it as a kid, but I just want to see him go mental. And Mick says, he Ric Flaired him. Woo!
Woo!
But like, yeah, I agree with Ringy there. I want to see Goro rip someone's head off with his fucking two arms while he holds them with the other two.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think you'll see it in this because now, do you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? They've got an R rating and fatalities to boot in this, and I hope they don't kill him off in this movie. If he's in it, I hope he shows up and it's kind of a thing or whatever he does. The thing. I hope it's a sequence where he kills a bunch of dudes and disappears. Because if they do make a sequel, then he can be there, and it's because I'm assuming with that statue of Shao Kahn that they showed, they will move into the Netherrealm.
I think Goro is going to go raw in this movie myself, because they do have Kintaro, Motaro, Shiva, and a load of other villains to get through if they want to do a sequel, which I hope. This is my one hope.
But can I ask you an honest to God question?
Do.
Are any of them really as good as Goro?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
Because I mean, the concept was after Mortal Kombat 1, they made like new versions of a Goro.
Yeah, like my hate is much stronger for Kintaro than it is for Goro because he was much harder to beat.
Much. I mean, Goro's my favorite out of the monsters. Like, you know, those like, you know, like Shiva and all them. Like, you know, I mean, I mean, I hope they just, I don't know. My hope is that he, like, even if he shows up in a I mean, I hope that's a post-credit scene where he just fucking shows up and batters a load of dudes and fucking, you know, like, and just goes running towards them or whatever, and it cuts. Because they were like, yes, now they got to fight the fucking forearm dude.
Like, you know? I love the, as Ringy just said there, I love the visual of Kintaro. The whole tiger stripe is fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
would look great on live action.
I mean, I just say if you can make it look, if you can make all of the characters look and feel like the way you did for me in that trailer, and I say for me because it is subjective and personal because not everyone is going to like it, and it probably didn't land with everyone as well as it did with us. But if they can make all the characters come alive like that, then I say, man, at this point, I'll even take Sindel back. After Annihilation, I'll take her back for one more run.
I like her, yeah. And no sign of Kitana in this trailer either.
Kitana or Jade or
we saw Melina, all right.
Which now, but as I said, I mean, there could be more characters in this movie. But I mean, if someone like Kitana was in this film, then they probably. But then again,
would have her front and center.
Then again, unless she's a character that builds to a further storyline and a sequel or something, if that's what the plan is. But Goro didn't get a poster either, and he shows up in this. Reptile didn't get one.
You know, Mike, that I was talking to you about Days Gone. Mick, he spotted something in the trailer. You know when Liu Kang does the dragon fatality?
Yeah.
If you freeze frame there or thereabouts, you can see Cable is the guy that's about to get burnt. You know the guy that has the respirator on his face?
Yeah.
And I hope he's not right, because Cable is one of my favorite looking.
Yeah. And who's the wolf that they showed
Night,
in that quick flash?
Night Wolf.
Is that Night Wolf?
Is he in it as well? I didn't really
Don't
check.
know, because there's a sequence in. I know, as I said, it could be out of sequence. I'm remembering it wrong, but I think it's doesn't Kano punch his hand through this like massive wolf dude.
Oh, that lizard thing. That's probably Reptile, I would say.
I thought it was a wolf, man, because when I said I spotted Reptile, the sequence in the factory where it comes across the rooftop and you see the guy's legs dissolving out on the beam. I thought that was Reptile.
That could be Reptile going invisible, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Now I also heard that someone spotted smoke in the trailer.
Yeah, there is a scene where I think it's Sub-Zero comes out of a portal and it's all smoke, but that could be Noob Saibot as well.
Yeah.
We have a few comments to go through there.
What?
Ringy says Katana's fan was in the background and he's not too impressed with Scorpion's look. And Mick Houlihan says it was too samurai looking. And about Katana, he said she may be held prisoner because since Melina is on the scene. And Mick says he thought it was Reptile or Chameleon, Ringy says. So yeah, that's what I love about this trailer, that there was so much we could talk about for ages about it.
Yeah.
And it's only out on the 16th of April. My biggest problem is that we're on lockdown over here, so cinemas are closed. I would have loved to have seen this in the cinema, but I will have to settle for watching it at home, sadly.
Now, unless within the next month you send off and you buy a projector with a 150-inch screen.
And I can send the bill to you.
That's genuinely going to be my plan. It's got to be here in 4 weeks, right? Buy myself some fucking Justice League to watch as well.
You need it for Kong versus Godzilla as well, man.
And Justice League, I need a big ass screen for that too. So
yeah, but yeah. So like, I was going to go into another big subject here, but we're already running an hour, so I think this has been a good test. And guys in the comments, thank you so much. We will be right here, talking about stuff like this and other stuff, action figures and stuff, every Sunday, 10 p.m. GMT, if you need that kind of stuff. Yeah, but Ringy, Mick, Boogie Bop, everyone who was in the Get a Bad Street for HBO Max. Yeah, I'm not going to do that at all.
Yeah. There's this thing called VPN.
Yeah. Very pricey network.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. And I will say this has been a success. Lots of comments, lots of fucking chat's been alive, and we're going to keep doing this every Sunday night. So come back in, and meanwhile, check out all my videos during the week as well. If you're into action figures and all that kind of stuff, that's my bread and butter, as they say in the old end.
Yeah, and you get me a live mic, and I didn't get you cancelled, so that's also a win.
Yeah, cancel culture was something I was going to talk about next. We can leave that till next week.
Oh man, that is going to be the episode that gets you cancelled. You give me a live mic on that subject, and we are going off.
As long as we don't talk about Nazis, we're fine. Disney.
Oh, that was my first topic.
Disney won't come for us. Thanks, Mick. Really enjoyed having you on and commenting back to and stuff. Saying nothing. We're just gonna.
I know, yeah.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.